Fox Business Alert, Oklo gets the big okay. The Department of Energy has given final safety approval to the company's Groves Isotope Test Reactor. This is in Lockhart, Texas. It's not a power plant, but the reactor could eventually help build a domestic supply of radioisotopes. Those are radioactive materials used in things like cancer treatments, medical imaging, scientific research, and national defense. The facility is expected to reach what's called criticality this month, meaning it will achieve a self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction. Even with the good news, though, Oklo stock has taken kind of a big hit. The hit its year-to-date high back on January 9th was about $115.72. Since then, it has stumbled about 47% and now trades at $51.56 a share. So how does the Oklo CEO conjoin its real-world progress with Wall Street's reality? Joining me now, first on Fox Business, live from the Groves Isotopes Test Reactor in Lockhart, is Oklo CEO Jacob DeWitte. Jake, first of all, what does the Department of Energy's approval mean for Oklo's advancement at this plant?
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's the first of this kind as part of a new regulatory capability that came out following the president's executive orders back in May of 2025 that set forward a pathway to actually get permitting to be able to build and operate plants at a much faster timescale than thought possible. And this is the first one sited on private land, fully commercially sourced, and run by a private entity to actually reach that milestone. What's next is called the readiness review, which we're going through and doing all the pre-operational work before we can actually turn this thing on in the next few weeks.
What does fast fission mean to the investor audience that's watching but aren't necessarily nuclear scientists?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it hits on something very interesting you mentioned kind of in the lead in. I think one of the really exciting things about our story is all the things we are doing, and so much of it is actually just vastly underappreciated, right? And a lot of it distills back to the focus we have on execution. I mean, look, this is one of, if not the fastest built nuclear reactor. That's a full civil construction project. This is representative of what we're going to build at scale for isotope production, and we did it in less than a year. We did it in an unprecedented time scale, and by the way, cost benefit as well. So in other words, like we've shown we can change a paradigm here. This is part of the isotope business. I think most of the market doesn't even appreciate that opportunity. But then on the power side of the business, the fast fission story, like you said, you know, the simple way to describe it is we rely on high energy neutrons to create and sustain the self-reaction. In other words, we're using high energy neutrons to fission atoms and go on and fission others and fission others. That's a little different than what today's reactors do. It's actually different than what this one will do. But the feature is that it allows you to be so efficient with your fuel that you can couple it with advanced recycling and tap into, frankly, a near limitless energy source. Because with fast reactors and recycling, technologies we proved, we know work, we demonstrated, we ran as a country back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you can power the entire planet's energy needs for billions of years with known heavy metal reserves. You don't need a technical breakthrough. We did it already, right? So that's what's most exciting about why fast fission and recycling matters. It also opens the door to do other cool things like additional capabilities in isotope production. But for some isotopes, you want to slow those neutrons down, which is what this thing does right here behind me.
Well, here's the thing. You talk about these great developments and how quickly you were able to build up what is behind you. And Oklo's had some major positive news, too. I mean, the last time you joined us in April, the White House had just launched a huge nuclear power program. HSBC had slapped a buy rating on the stock. You struck a three-way collab with NVIDIA and Los Alamos National Lab. You're involved in the Department of Energy nuclear pilot programs, the recycling, as you talked about. How do you get Wall Street and Main Street to start believing even before you see meaningful revenue?
Yeah, well, I think that's what's starting to shift is all the pieces that we brought to the table, things we've done on the acquisition side, things we're doing on the execution side. I think it just takes time for folks to fully see and understand and appreciate that. It's also, nuclear is still new to the broader market in many, many, many ways, and I would argue quite underinvested. But it's also a bit noisy sometimes. It also feels maybe a bit frothy to some folks. But the reality is, when you look at nuclear's positioning at first principles and fundamentals, it uses the fewest materials per megawatt hour of all energy sources we have. It should be, therefore, the most scalable, sustainable, cheapest source of power we have. And like I was saying, you can actually tap into near limitless fuel reserves with technology we know how to do today. That is a huge benefit and upside piece that is not reflected in what nuclear's current market share is. And I think most of the world is catching up to what that's actually like possible and what that can look like. And so much of it's hinged on a history, a more recent history of taking a really long time and spending way too much money to build plants.
Yeah.
This is proof that it doesn't have to be like that.
No, right.
And so
exactly.
that's what's changing in today's world. Like this new era of us and some of our peers and competitors who started companies with the belief that you can actually do nuclear differently and better. And we're now seeing proof points that it can be done. It's not just talk. It's not just paper, it's real. And that is a huge change. And I think most of the market hasn't quite caught up to that, frankly.
I can't imagine how long it would have taken if the government were trying to build that. Look, it's very evident you are an early stage development company at the moment. I mean, the market gave Amazon decades before it was really profitable, several quarters in a row. But can you give any indication as to when you might see profitability, or is that just too far out?
You know, I think you think about what Amazon did about growth and investing in growth. And I think that's like when we talk about the global scale of energy that I'm talking about, and you think that nuclear only provides 9% of global energy today, the growth is massive, and it will be for a long time. I think this company is going to be growing if, we reach into those potential capabilities there and the capacity we're building for centuries, right? So we're going to be growing like that, not to profitability. There's opportunities for that to come in sooner, of course, than centuries, but that means we're going to be growing like that kind of scale for a long, long time. But one of the cool things we've been doing for our business is to enhance our capabilities to deliver plants like what's behind me, is we've also been bringing in companies that have incredible capabilities, world-leading capabilities in somewhat specialized like arenas, like the companies we just acquired, Armec, a highly specialized component manufacturer that in Tennessee that can make amazing parts, precision parts, things that are unique and critical for different parts of the industry as well as other industries, as well as creative engineering, CEI, this group we bought out in Pennsylvania. That's, I think, the world leader in alkaline metal technologies. Well, both of those companies actually bring in revenues on their own, right? And they had some cash flow positive attributes already. So that's great. We can expand that, what they're doing for others, but also help accelerate and kind of deconstrain our limitations. So we're bringing those capabilities in while also building the real long-term revenue drivers. One of the big things that I think the market really doesn't appreciate is how massively, I would say how sizable the opportunity around the isotope business is as well. The power side, people are understanding it's really turning into like,
exactly.
okay, execute, prove it. But the isotope side and then the strategic benefits we have on the fuel fabrication side and the recycling side are sizable things that I think most people are still kind of getting spun up around.
Yeah, and the healthcare aspect of it, the cancer treatments. Jake,
yes.
This is one of those companies that people should understand. It's going to take a long time. I was just thinking about Robinhood. Robinhood took 10 years before it was profitable. 10 years. So these things take time, and most people will applaud somebody like you who's taking the shot and taking the chance. So good luck to you. Thank you, Jake.